Hey, what's up, music fans? All I hear is about Coldplay. I had an artist recently in the studio, and the first thing I like to ask is, who's your favorite artist? And Tara Hack told me it's Coldplay. Well, welcome to the Long Island Sound podcast. I'm Steve Yusko, and today we're going to do a deep dive into the phenomenon known as Coldplay. Now, if you don't know Coldplay, trust me, you do. They are one of the most influential artists of the 21st century, routinely dominating streams on Spotify, selling out stadiums worldwide. But how did Chris Martin and the crew go from an indie band to arguably the biggest band in the world? I'll tell you what it was. It took iconic singles, bold reinventions, and a powerful connection to their fans. Hey, there's something to really tap into and learn about how they connect with their fans. Hey, by the way, if you like what we're doing here on the Long Island Sound, please tap that like button, share, and subscribe to the channel. It does us a lot of good. And by the way, comment. I want to know your thoughts on Coldplay and what are your favorite Coldplay songs. You know, Coldplay's story begins back in 1996 at the University College of London. That's where vocalist Chris Martin and lead guitarist Johnny Buckland first joined forces, and then they soon linked up with their bassist Guy Berryman and drummer Will Champion, forming an outfit initially known as Starfish. I'm glad they dropped that name. They changed their name to Coldplay just in time to release their highly collectible EP, Safety, 1998. They quickly amassed a loyal following, building their fame from the bottom up, much like their heroes REM and U2. The crucial turning point, the first key moment in their history, came in 2000 with the release of their debut album, Parachutes. Hey, this album was hailed as a work of real transcendence and contained what would become their breakthrough global hit, Yellow. Yellow launched them into stardom, hitting number 4 in the UK, and it's they talk about it being as emotional yet soothing, sullen yet uplifting. It sounds like I'm talking about wine. Compare that to what was happening at the time, the boy bands and the new metal, which were dominating the scene. They were really something different. Parachutes was a massive success, eventually accruing worldwide sales of over 8 million copies and winning the prestigious 2002 Grammy Award for Best British Album. The band's initial sound blended indie, rock, and sometimes folk, bringing the sound of mainstream rock towards something more gentle and melodic. You know, in my research, I see that there were highlights that Coldplay just didn't slow down after Parachutes. Their sophomore album, A Rush of Blood to the Head, cemented their name as a household staple. This album dominated the charts and included even bigger, more cinematic songs like Clocks, The Scientist, and In My Place. Critics and fans immediately began drawing comparisons to rock giants like U2 and Radiohead. Then came 2005's critical reviews. This album was the best-selling album worldwide in 2005. This record solidified their transition to true stadium artists, featuring anthems like Fix You and Speed of Sound. But their biggest shift, the one that defined that bold reinvention, came in 2008 with the album Viva la Vida, or Death and All His Friends. Seeking to shake things up a bit, they teamed up with producer Brian Eno. The result was an orchestral and sometimes weird, beautiful sound. The title track, Viva la Vida, was absolutely massive. It was a chart-topping anthem with orchestral elements and became their first #1 single in both the UK and the United States. This song even won the Grammy Award for Song of the Year in 2009. This era proved that Coldplay was a band willing to take risks, and those risks paid off big time. Post Viva la Vida, the band pivoted fully into the pop and electronic arena with their 2011 album Milo X Lado. I think that's it. And they all went on this colorful pop vibe. Their sound began experimenting with R&B and EDM, featuring synths and embracing a younger pop audience. This transition allowed them to enjoy success even in the post-album streaming era. Their sound continued to evolve. Their 2014 release, Ghost Stories, marked their pop and electro peak and was deeply personal. released after Chris Martin's high-profile breakup. Though the album wasn't aiming to be a stadium record, it produced hits like Magic and A Sky Full of Stars, the latter combining powerful lyrics with an uplifting tune. The collaboration started getting bigger and bigger too. The album A Head Full of Dreams brought us Hymn for the Weekend, with Beyoncé showcasing a band that was more confident than ever. This continuous musical harmony allowed them to transition the typical path of alternative rock outfits. They continue to prove their willingness to evolve, even heading back to their indie roots on albums like Everyday Life in 2019, and then pivoting once more to a spacey synth sound with Music of the Spheres. You know, in my research, they have found the ability to really reinvent themselves while at the same time maintaining a foundation of great songwriting. That's the key to their longevity. Today, Coldplay's influence extends really far beyond the charts. They're recognized for their immense cultural and economic impact. Let's talk about live shows, because this is where Coldplay truly excels, especially with their recent Music of the Spheres World Tour, which ran from 2022 through 2025. They reinvented the concept of arena rock by making fans an integral part of the show. They pioneered the use of interactive LED wristbands, Xylobands, which turned the audience into a massive, colorful light show. But perhaps the most impressive thing about their touring strategy is their radical commitment to sustainability, to Our Earth, Our Home. They paused touring until they could ensure that their concerts were environmentally friendly. They delivered on the promise. They walked the walk and talked the talk, reducing their CO2 emissions by 59% compared to the previous year's tour, and even using kinetic dance floors and stationary bicycles to harness energy from the dancing fans. Can you believe it? This pioneering work has led Time magazine to rank them among the most influential climate action leaders in the business, and we need climate leaders today. And speaking of scale, their concerts are an economic powerhouse. For example, their recent Music of the Spheres concerts in India were attended by 220,000 people and delivered an economic windfall. There was additional money spent on hospitality, travel, and dining, creating a strong ripple effect for local businesses. Hey, we saw that with the Taylor Swift's Eras Tour as well. They're really becoming economic powerhouses. This is a band that understands the long game, mastering brand architecture without needing a traditional brand guide. They treat their audience like stakeholders, prioritizing values as a core strategy. Finally, their global reach was emphasized recently with their monumental 2021 collaboration with BTS on My Universe, which debuted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. And they show no signs of stopping. They're currently supporting their 10th studio album, Moon Music, with lead singles like Feels Like I'm Falling in Love, and they plan to continue their vibrant live performances, finding immense joy in connecting with their audience worldwide. Hey, by the way, if you like what we're doing here, hit that like button and subscribe. And I want to know your comments. What's your favorite thing about Coldplay? If you're a Coldplay fan, I want to hear from you. Tell me if I got this right or if I got it wrong. I answer every comment. So, whether you love the mellow beginnings of Parachutes or the full-blown pop collaborations of today, Coldplay's journey is truly incredible. They evolved from indie roots to an electro pop, leaving a huge mark on music history. They managed to stay true to who they are while evolving with the times. A rare combination that keeps their audience coming back for more of those massive, emotionally touching songs like Fix You and Clocks. They are the definition of enduring appeal. Think of Coldplay maybe as a master carpenter. They started with a solid, beautifully crafted piece of wood, indie rock. But instead of only building log cabins, they leaned into incorporating glass, steel, brilliant lighting, to create massive, intricate stadiums that everybody wants to see. They kept the foundation strong, but they built a massive universe around it. Hey, well, that's all for today. Let me know in the comments your favorite Coldplay era or song, and maybe something, a memory that it brings up. Maybe you attended one of their concerts. Hey, don't forget again to hit the subscribe button if you like what we're doing here. And as I say, be generous with your joy, keep your spirits high, and let the music take you on a journey. All right, be well, everyone.